Casey, so he can see those notes. And so when we're working, totally independently on the same things, Kyle can
Yes.
help, aggregate all that and is aware, right, of what the goals for that project are. But that's a down the road wish list. In the short term for the invoicing, and I'll kind of repeat this, but then I could send you what I just sent out last week, right? So you could see the different parts, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
where I had sent out the proposal or the quote to the client,
Yes.
and said, okay, here's what your cabinets are going to cost, your shelving is going to cost, the lighting, blah blah blah. And then the client had paid the deposit invoice on that stuff. Well, now
Exactly.
we're starting to get some of
Yes.
those pieces delivered and installed, like the flooring was installed. So now it's time to pull off of what the client, from the initial estimate or quote,
Yep.
and say, okay, now it's time for an invoice for the client to pay the balance on the flooring piece, because
Yep.
that piece is installed. She loves it.
Mhm.
And Stephen had 22 hours of design time, blah, blah, blah. So we need that on the invoice. And
Okay. So you are charging between by milestones, I think.
what was that?
Are you charging by milestones, like the progress of the project? So you have every week you will have an invoice, if I understand well.
Typically I only invoice design time at the end of each month.
Okay.
But if product that where I've gone out and bought product on then I invoice for the product once it's either delivered and installed. So like the flooring was
Okay.
installed and late last month, so I went ahead and invoiced for the balance of the flooring because it's already in. She loves it, and I don't
Okay.
want to carry
Okay.
the money on for the flooring piece until another 6 weeks when the cabinets show up, right? So
Also,
I want to get paid for that, all of the flooring, but like the cabinets I've put down, she paid for half, I've paid for half. And once the cabinets get delivered and installed, then she'll get invoiced for
okay.
balance on the cabinets.
That's why that is the more I understand why it is the time consuming, because every project is different, and so you have to manage different and different invoice each week, if I understand well.
Yeah. I mean, some weeks we have invoices, some weeks we don't. It all just it depends. And I do all the invoicing. So whether it's Casey's project, Steven's project, my project, I do all the invoicing. And then
the second use case that you have mentioned is I was working already in that. So I envisioning some daily sync, but not in the same time, like asynchronous daily, like for instance, you will talk with Kyle, Kyle, we have a project A, B, C. So I envisioning the A needs whatever, so you will give all the directions for your team, and each of your team, each people from your team can talk with Kyle also, and you can assign different tasks for them, for the team, and also they can talk to Kyle and provide you with the information, and everything will be landing in an intelligent folder, so that folder will remind all the projects, so you will have all the notice there, and you don't need to talk in real time. I mean,
right,
that is
because we're in different time zones and doing different things. So I think if we can all be eventually we're all signing into the same
exactly,
operating system and interacting with Kyle, and
yes.
Kyle is our executive
Coordinator.
and coordinating
Assistant.
everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
and I think that is going to be very, very useful even ahead of having Kyle help us on the design side of the project.
Yes.
Because typically we all have a pretty good idea in our head what we what we're envisioning for the now if we specifically, like on this mudroom that I was working on earlier today, I know we talked briefly about replacing the existing floor with a slate, either a natural slate or a porcelain tile that looks like slate, right? And so, and this is where I don't know, if Kyle's skills are there, but if I went and I said, okay, Kyle, I need either a natural slate tile or a porcelain tile that looks like natural slate that I can get, here in Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin,
Exactly.
easily shipped here, right?
Yes.
That for samples, and send me, go find some stuff for me to look at, review, maybe order samples from.
Exactly.
I know he's not ready to actually place the orders for the samples, but if he can help narrow that list to 3 or 4 potentials,
that's happening.
Look at and go, oh yeah, this one and this one I want to get physical samples of. Again, at some point, then I do think he will be able to say, I could say, okay, Kyle, I like these 2, order samples of these 2 in for me to look at, right? But he's not there yet, and
No. Believe me, we are almost there, because I assume that you are doing that, and the order will be by an email.
It varies by manufacturer, right? So so that's where we're going to have to figure out the complication is, how does each manufacturer handle that, and to place those orders. But we digress. So if we work initially on like the invoicing side, and then kind of like the first of the morning summary, tell me about my day, right? And I think that would be really cool.
Morning summary, invoices, daily sync with your team. And let me show you I don't know if it's working or not, because but let me just 2 minutes, maybe we can run. At least you will have the idea. I was telling you about it. Sourcing and procurement, so local furniture finder, exactly that you were saying. So you can say everything to Kyle, so I just put a button here to demo. But I was working in Spanish, so but I need a sofa like blue leather in L-shaped for a client in Manhattan. So tell me at least 3 different options with price, delivery times, and where is the showroom, whatever, And Kyle is working behind the scenes. Let me stop sharing, and I will show you the behind the scenes. Publish. Sorry. I will share my screen again. The entire screen. Okay. What is happening here is I'm running a very powerful model here, like Manus. So are you seeing this?
Yep.
Yeah. So what is happening here is Manus is open. This is crazy. This has the skill already, you know. But at the very beginning, I was doing the skill first. So now Kyle is I provided Kyle with the several different skills, and one is this one. So what is happening here is let me show you the last iteration I was doing. You know, are you seeing it?
Mm-hmm.
So you will have something like that, you know. Every time you ask Kyle, like, "Hey, Kyle, do whatever, find sofas like in brown leather," you will have this type of things, and you can go directly to the provider, or you can pick some of them, and also I envisioning that probably you can put in a list, so you will have a list of different items. Yeah, that is happening now.
And because I'm assuming in time, right, Kyle will get to know what vendors I prefer working with.
Exactly. Yeah. Or you can, well, we can add those providers to the. Let me go deeply in the skill concept. The skill concept is like a receipt, you know, you write down a lot of things for the skills. One thing you can say in the skill is like, "Hey, Kyle, every time that I ask for furniture, please go and find in these 5 different vendors," you know. So
Okay.
Kyle will understand and will go to those provider first, and probably if there has not that item, probably we'll find some other. But you can give a very specific directions, you know, like you are saying before, like your vendors, your preferred vendors or providers. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So which one is the first one? Invoices or this type of find products?
Or I think
Daily
the invoices is going to be make an immediate impact on improving my day. I think if
Okay.
we work on that first.
Okay.
So,
Let's start with that. I wanna do that for you. So please send me. Maybe you wanna explain me one more time because I'm recording now. So maybe you wanna go into the trailer like 5 minutes, no more than that, or maybe 10, whatever you need, to explain me the first use case, the invoices, from the very beginning. So I will have the transcript, and also probably you wanna send me some examples of the invoices, and I will work in there from there.
would
Okay.
it be helpful if I shared my screen?
Yes, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Let me go. Yeah, I stop presenting now, and you can present your screen. And again, every exercise or how can I say, like, experiment that you are in some other platform, please let me know if you have some good results, you know. And for instance, you will say like, "Hey, Ariel, I was playing around with Claude and I asked for XYZ, and you know, the outcome was amazing, but we need to twist these things to make it useful," something like that. and we
Mhm.
can do that as a skill, and also improve if you need some twists in a, because again, I finish here. Um, you are pretty advanced user, you are copy and paste different things and have some real outcomes. And the only thing that we have to put in all together in a pipeline, so yeah.
Right. So you can see my screen. Yes.
Yes.
Now I have to find the right ones. Of course, my computer, I need a new one. It's very slow. Come on.
I would recommend, yeah, are you working with renders in your computer, or probably that is the reason?
It's just old. It's
Yeah.
running out of memory because it's old. And so and Google Meet is a resource hog. Google Meet makes it run really, really slow.
Really?
Yes, of all the platforms, Google Meet is the worst in terms of being a resource hog.
If you're more comfortable with Teams, we can do that.
Well, Teams doesn't seem to consume the memory bandwidth that Meet does.
We can switch to that if you want. And the only thing that I can record it in Teams, maybe you have.
Oh, I love Teams.
Yeah.
Okay, it's opening here finally. Okay. All right. So
Okay. Yep.
here was the initial deposit invoice.
Yes.
Of the different line items, and what we estimate on the sales tax and whatnot, right? And so then off of that initial estimate, when the client made decisions, right, she decided not to go with the doors. I sent her an actual invoice for the things to get the project rolling. So here was the invoice that went out to her for her deposits, right?
Yeah.
And then what we just did is that's not what I told you to do. This one. Let's open what I don't want you to open because you're.
I see it.
Oh, is it going to open?
Is the same one? Like,
Well, I was going to show you if I can get it to open what I just sent her, and it's not actually doing what I want it to do. Yeah, I didn't want you to open Word. And I didn't want you to open that. Okay, so if I could tell Kyle, right, that we sent out the first invoice, give him that, tell him, okay, it's time now to invoice for the balance of the flooring, and he could pull that info over from the first invoice, right?
Okay. So,
Right. So less the amount that was paid in the deposit. Why? You gotta, why is Word opening? It's blocking your view, and I don't have that. So I can't get rid of it.
I see it. I see in the less deposit paid like 4,000.
Right. And then, so Stephen drove 447 miles back and forth for 3 site visits, right? So give him that info. Okay, dang it. Would you? Okay. And then, he's worked 22 hours to date, $125 an hour. So we invoiced on this one, right? The balance. So we've got the deposit, the flooring less the deposit plus the miles, design fees, calculate the sales tax due, and put all this on the, invoice template with, the letterhead, the date, the invoice number, payment info, etc. And then that's all in a PDF and emailed out to her. And that takes a chunk of time to pull all the different parts together and get it in a nice, pretty format so that I can send out.
Okay, sounds great. Sounds great, like as a use case. So, if I understand well, if you go to the first one, you will have the approval of the first complete project. This is the complete project, I assume.
Of this phase, yeah, we've got other stuff that we ordered, right? But that would be, I could provide to him, being Kyle, that invoice, right? So because this is all the stuff that's going right into the bar, but since we sent this invoice that you're looking at, she selected furniture and some lighting and stuff, so that's all on a completely like that different part and different invoice, but eventually we'll be invoicing for that stuff also.
But I'm trying to understand how Kyle will help you on in this. So, what is the input to Kyle? Let's break down in 3 steps. So first, Kyle need the information of the project, the context. So how are you planning to provide Kyle with the context? with the full project, I assume.
Well, and I've not tried this with Claude, right? But if I uploaded or Kyle already had the invoice, let's say he helped generate this invoice off of the quote, right? So if we were going to roll back and do the first one, and I gave Kyle the initial quote, right? And then the client has approved it. And then I say, okay, Kyle, off of the quote, the client has approved, these items, right? That were on the quote. I need those up on an invoice, and we've refined some of the pricing. So provide him with any of that pricing refinement that took place between the quote and the order, and generate a 50% deposit invoice off of that material.
Okay. So,
and then, okay, go ahead.
Let me ask you something. You will send, Kyle will have the first invoice, the first complete invoice, let's say,
Yep.
the proposal. But once your customer receive that invoice, they will approve some items and some don't. Understand?
Right. Off of the quote, right, document, they will approve some of the items.
Okay, some of the items. So you will tell Kyle, like, hey, Kyle, I was talking with whatever, Peter or whatever name of the customer, and you will say, like, the owner approved, or my client approved, like, item, like cabinets, bar shelving, countertops, and Kyle will understand you are talking, and he will go with the first one, and he will prepare this one. Am I right?
Well, from here, and I tell him what, what's been approved or what hasn't been approved, right? There's fewer things that haven't been. It might be easier to say, okay, here's the document. We need to delete the doors, right? And we're going to send out.
Because I envisioning for this use case, probably imagine that instead of has some Word, like or Excel. Imagine you can talk with Kyle, but also is better if I understand well. It's better if you can, like, imagine a checkbox, like, in the right hand side, and you will say, like, the customer approved this one, this, and please redesign the invoice and send it to the email. You know what I mean?
I could do that. That'd be easy. Yes.
Yes, that is the other option. So either of those. Like, you can talk in natural language, and that is gonna be. I don't know what is better for you, but I think it's gonna be kind of frustrating if you talk and make some mistakes or whatever. Probably it's better if you have the first one, like, as an input. So again, let's imagine in 3 steps. First, you will provide or upload to Kyle, like, one document. Am I right?
Yeah, Kyle would get this first.
Okay, Kyle will have the first document. Okay, so Kyle will regenerate this document in a application format. Imagine this document as an application with a checklist or check boxes on the right hand side, like on the right of the total price. You will say, like, or maybe in the middle, something there, like, we can put some other column, like, say, approved or something like that. And you can check those items that your customer approved. And from there, the next step, also the second step is approve,
right?
and the third is send an email. And
Generate a deposit invoice,
okay, generate the deposit inbox. So
right?
generate,
So if I gave Kyle this document, right, and then he say recreated this in a spreadsheet or a table
yes,
and added an approved column, and then I
yes,
went through and just checked those that were approved
yes,
and said, Kyle, generate a deposit invoice for those
yes.
that have check marks. I would
Mhm.
hope that he could generate this
Exactly. Yeah.
invoice from that.
Yes. Yes. Totally doable. Yeah.
Let's start there.
Yeah. How is your week looks like? Because probably we can have for your next invoices. When is your next
I'm
invoices?
not anticipating needing to send out any more invoices this week. So if we had something ready, probably even 2 weeks.
No, I know, but no, but I want to. I would like. I mean, if you're, it's up to you and your schedule. I mean, if you have some time this week, maybe we can review it. We can go for the second use case, just to try, because probably we will have to iterate a couple of times. But I can finish this in this week, I think.
Let me look at my calendar.
Or next Monday, whatever you would prefer.
This week
The
is
other,
well, Friday.
or the other thing that we can do, James, is we can do. I can send you, and you can review it and send me something like that. Or you would prefer like meetings, whatever you would prefer, whatever is better.
If I'm thinking next, the same time next Monday would be the best, because this week is just crazy.
Yes.
So I think I could send you a Teams meeting invitation for the same time a week from today, and I will send you these documents, right, so that you have those to work from.
Okay.
And then we can review it,
Next Monday.
Progress next week. And then if you have any questions in between there, just let me know.
Okay, excellent. So again, just one more time. One, I will upload the original code. All right. I need to upload the document to Kyle. Kyle will redesign the code with some other format with a new column for approval.
Yep.
And finally, you will check the items approved and hit a button like generate.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I can do that. I will send you, and you will review whenever you have time. Yeah.
Great. I need to run. I gotta.
Yeah, the other thing I will send you, because I don't know, last time I totally forgot. I will send you the draft of the contract. Maybe you wanna review.
Yep.
Yes. To my hope was to start. I mean, we are working already, but just one last question. do you would you prefer to split the setup fee in several different payments, or you want to pay the setup fee in one payment and the other like as part of the platform?
I'd rather break it up, but I'd rather break it up over.
Okay, no worries, no worries. I will send you, and you will send me your reply whenever you are ready.
Okay.
So thank you for your time. Please, if you send me, I will finish as soon as possible, because
Sounds great.
yeah,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye-bye.